Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Flightship. We failed last time. If you couldn't tell, we failed miserably. Hard, sad. We all cried. So we're gonna try again. And I'm gonna predict that we're gonna do it first try this time.
If you say so.
This will go perfectly. Nothing can go wrong. I actually do want to see how far. So yeah, first try run. Beat the game in one try. Is it possible? I mean, yeah, probably, but it would be cooler than if I didn't do it first try. So yeah, first try run. We're gonna do it first try. I'm just gonna keep repeating that, and maybe eventually I'll believe it. Oh, this... Okay, so I've been practicing for 6 months on the 3DS, which is why I'm way more confident this time. But man, is the GBA D-pad weird to go back to.
So after the failure that was last time, Philip's been practicing, and it's been like whenever he and I would call, he'd be playing Kirby's Dream Land in the background.
Yeah, it's important. Dang it! I was so close to.
And clearly that practice has done.
I forgot about that. I did forget about it. I did not. Taking back what I said 5 seconds ago. I didn't forget. I just didn't react, and I didn't react right. It begins. Oh boy. Okay, most of my practice wasn't in greens. Thank you very much. We already mostly got that down. I mostly practiced specifically Kabula's fight. I did a lot of that. To the point where I think I can actually do this. Because that was where we got stonewalled last time. I also practiced Bubbly Clouds a little and Whispy's fight a bit because it's also RNG based, and so I felt it. But yeah. I personally like the GBA D-pad better for Kabula's fight, but pretty much nothing else. It's just, I don't know how to, it's like a rubbery. Does that make sense? Not physical texture, but in the amount of pressy.
Yeah.
It's not clicky like modern stuff. And it fits in your whole hand. It's small too, that's the other thing. Bam, bam, bam. Bam. See, I remember stuff. I've just been editing this. I was just editing our first attempt at this, so I remember the route well. And hey, we're almost up to the first Whispy. And hey, if we beat him first try, then that'll be really good for morale.
Yeah. Because
Lolo and Castle Lolo literally gets done in one episode. We actually lost the episode that Lolo and Lala are in. So we'll see that for the first time. Well, you'll see me do that for the first time. It's just not the first time I did it. Alright, first Whispy fight. Let's go. Oh yeah, I figured out his face has a hitbox. So, you gotta be careful with that. Oh, this is bad start, bad start, bad start. Bad start. Oh dear, and his face has a hitbox.
Yep.
Okay. So, I was just demonstrating that his face has a hitbox. It was very important that I did that. Okay. I'm all nervous. Got nervous energy. No, dang it! This one... It's probably one of the harder parts of the run. The worst part about this... About practicing this versus doing this... is that the... so I practiced with... I didn't practice with one life, I practiced with a bunch of lives. Didn't do that fast enough. I practiced with 9 lives and the 1 vitality. Because I just needed to get the moves down. But the problem is now I have to sit through the game over screen every single time I die. And that's upsetting. Okay. Yes, become one with Kirby. Which, to be fair, just kind of sounds like you're being eaten by Kirby, but... be eaten by Kirby. Because they come in at different speeds and angles. There's a difference from between the ones that come in from the ground, from the top, and the ones that like are on the ground waiting. The other annoying thing I find about this early game is that like it takes a while for the inputs to respond. There's like a tiny bit of input lag. I think it's specific just because it's like an older controller, but it's not as... But I noticed it even a little bit when practicing on the 3DS, that sometimes it just doesn't register in time. There's a little startup to every move and stuff. And it's like pretty much unnoticeable except for when you're in like the high stakes situations. So pretty much you're only gonna notice it when you do this run, which you should never do. Whispy number 2. We're rhyming now. That was dumb. That was a dumb death. That should not have happened. It's the rhyming. Never rhyme. Rhyme will kill you. There's a quick Papa Rose Jr. That's nice. Or Senior. Always respect the enemies by calling them their real names, for it will make them easier to deal with. So yeah, so that guy will come eventually. But that guy won't... Like, the one from above won't trigger until you, like, reach a certain point. Which is not necessarily true of the off-screen guy. Alright, reach to the tree. When you get to the tree, you're pretty much home free. If you die at the tree, I've already done it a few times. It's just really a sad event. So don't die in this tree, but you'll only see me die a few times. No reason to do that. Your puff will kill it just fine, but I did it anyway. Alright, Whispy number 3. It's a tree. Dang it, I rhymed. Dang it. Oh, that's a dangerous position to be in. Dang it!
Are you kidding?
I wasn't certain which way to run away from the apple. I saw it too late. Usually you get... See, the thing is, most the items, like, they'll just spawn like a little bit after you kill him, so... that was...
That's not
dang.
fair.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of times it works, and it won't be... Oh, I found another thing, but I'll talk about that when we get to it. But, yeah, it takes like a few seconds for the items to despawn after you kill the boss. So it's very rare, but sometimes, you know, this happens. We really want to get past this because we do not want to be stonewalled in green greens for the majority of our time like we were last time. That was really close. Yeah, the other thing, again, a slowdown in this game is very real. Even in, like, the 3DS version, there's quite a bit of slowdown in this. And I mean, to be fair, it is pushing the graphics of a Game Boy to its limits. Somewhat. I mean, to its limits at the time it was made, which was not to the limits nowadays. You can push Game Boy pretty far, but back in the day, this was a pretty good looking... I should have spit that out. Got greedy. This is a pretty good looking Game Boy game though. The 3DS version has 2 options: Game Boy Green and like the actual like black and white color palette coded into the actual game. So you don't get to see the color palettes in the 3DS version. So I have no idea what. Well, I guess I do know what Public Clouds and Mount Deity look like. Well, we already played this. No, wait, yeah. But we didn't do it in. We did extra game in like black and white.
Yeah.
So we don't actually know. So I'm excited to see what Beyond Fort Islands looks like in color. I quite like the color palette work they did for this game. I know someone made like a mod that fully colors it, but I kind of like some of the colors here better. Nice feature of the GBA and GBC. wait here for... Oh, no, they're both going at the same time. Oh, well, that worked out. But if they go off sync, that can be a pretty dicey situation. So, no. See, that time, I just barely got the thing off, the inhale off, because it almost delayed and it didn't register. Like, my first input was eaten, because I think I did it too soon after a different action. So I almost didn't make that, and it would have felt very unfair if I hadn't clutched it. Alright, we're on fourth tree fight. We're actually not, we're not gonna rhyme this time. That was... You can run under the stuff, as you've seen me do multiple times. Yeah. You can actually still run under the stuff. It's harder, but you can run under stuff with the apple in you. Well, that was too far away. I should have figured that out. Again, not having the run is interesting, because Kirby's controls decently fast, but sometimes not. It only happens during boss fights, but there are definitely times when sometimes I wish Kirby was a little faster. That mostly happens, I think that mostly happens in Kabula, where sometimes you can be too slow to dodge certain enemies, which is a real bummer. Some of Kabula's shots, you're like too slow to actually make it out, so not the best situation there. Again, I pressed B to throw it out, just didn't activate in time. So you gotta work around that, because it's the first in the series, the Game Boy game. You gotta work around a few things. As well as this game is aged, there are just a few things that are just kind of unavoidable with this kind of thing, and the kind of things that don't become too big of an issue until you do like this kind of run. No, that was dangerous. You don't generally want to suck too early, because then you can get caught off. You can get caught off guard and not be able to switch to jump on time for his like wave dash thing. It's interesting how much you can just kind of learn just by going through and playing. Coming up on our fifth or sixth fight. I'm losing track. Sam, do you know?
I don't remember.
Well, we're gonna fight Whispy again. We've reached the many count. The manyth fight. So yeah. This is gonna be the last fight of the episode, by the way. So yeah, we either do or die. Probably that second one, honestly. So you're gonna have to jump there, and that's a prime time you could... Yeah, okay. Alright, so we're ending the first episode. Dang it. I was choking. And I was wondering if I did the first one entirely silent, if it would work. Good news is we can cut most of that out now. Alright, we're coming up on another Whispy fight. So rev your engines, keep them tight. Oh gosh, dang it. The rhymes. All right in the middle. There's advantages to being close to Whispy, and disadvantages. Thing is, with the face having a hitbox, it's real easy to get pinned against him, but his puffs have a wider berth. I did not mean to inflate there, but his puffs have a wider... so you, as you saw, if I'm inflated near like the left side, like even in the middle, if I have like an apple in me, and he puffs out, it'll kill me. But right next to him, it won't. Because his face has a hitbox, but the bottom doesn't, and but the thing is, you can get pinned real easily there. So there's different advantages to disadvantages to being all over the place. You have more time to react to puffs near the left side of the screen, but they also have a wider berth. So at the left side of the screen, you have to be like... At the left side of the screen, you pretty much need to be... what's the word? Crouching. You need to be crouching, or like... Or they'll get you even without an apple in your mouth. Knowing the level is really important, because you're going to want to preemptively get most of these threats. You pretty much always want... you can get in and suck the cake off, and you'll be able to get in and kill the cakes, but you really want to... It's risky, and if this kind of run, you never want to do anything risky, so you're really better off just always using projectile. Coming up on another Whispy fight. That was almost a really stupid death. I don't know why the chicken hen pattern's kind of hard to get. See, right here, I'm surprised I didn't die there. I deserve that. I got greedy. I should have spit it out immediately. They probably would have canceled each other out, but that's okay. That's the hard part. I always get very greedy with Whispy. His normal gameplay is pretty fun. Jumping over the orders and sucking up the apples. But the puffs, the face hitbox is also really annoying. If it was just the apples and the Gordos, I'd actually probably have a lot of fun with Whispy. That was too early. I really gotta stop preemptive. Like, I was too preemptive. I get too preemptive with Poppy Bros Sr. You wanna wait till you know he's gonna throw a bomb. He gives you enough time, and if he wave dashes and you're sucking, you're pretty much done. So if you couldn't tell, this bird is probably one of the only actually dangerous threats. That's why you pretty much want to make certain you take him out carefully. And you don't have to kill the Waddle Doo there. It's just, you know, somewhat, I guess, a safety precaution. It's still pretty safe just to avoid him. Why did I go for that? Alright, we're back in the tree. That pretty much means we're gonna be fighting Whispy this run. No! Dang it! That should have gone... Tried to look left, but the impact got eaten. Interesting thing I noticed. I feel like the D-pad for this, it makes... I don't know, the GBA makes like fighting Kabula like more enjoyable, but I find fighting Whispy is a lot more frustrating with the GBA controller. Just gotta roll enough times. I killed the bird for good measure. Always good to kill birds. Dang. It's always sad when that happens. I'll jump over that one. Jump over that one too. Oh. See what I mean by just like a little bit faster? Anyhow, I'm gonna stop right there. Thanks for flying with the Flightship. When it comes to entertainment, we know you have a choice, and we thank you for flying with the Flightship. We hope you continue to the next episode of our flight, and consider joining our frequent flyers program by hitting the subscribe button.